Welcome to XP Mythbusting, testing out a bunch of the XP buffs in the game, as promised, to see how they work, if they work. This is going to be building on the Weapon XP video a bit. If you want more depth on Weapon XP, check that thing out. But also, the Weapon XP per kill values for each game mode and combat pacing have already changed in the recent patch, so I will be updating that here as well. First, topic number 1, the Surplus Kit Weapon Attachment. Says it gives more XP for kills, plus 1 XP. Well, that doesn't tell you much. With it equipped, a kill that would normally pop up as 100 score now says 120. The question is, does it just affect your player XP, or does it help with weapon XP? And amazingly, yes, it does both. And it isn't a plus 20 XP, it actually looks like a 20% boost to kills for your weapon, player, and operator XP. Because operator XP just mirrors your player XP gain. I assume clan too, but that moves too fast to track. A 20% boost though to all types. That's very strong. There is one catch. It says more XP for kills, and it means that. So getting an assist elimination, even though that gives the same XP as a normal kill, that does not get the surplus 20%. It needs to be an actual kill to benefit from surplus. That's still a lot to cut off every weapon grind. It's usually a fairly early unlock. I will absolutely be using surplus on every weapon I can while ranking them up, and maybe even beyond that. Player XP doesn't feel as important to me, but why not be getting 20% more for kills? Maybe you care more about ammo or OP commando, but surplus is pretty huge. You get the point. I'd recommend running it whenever you can. Buff confirmed. Next topic, the operator's favorite weapon boost. This doesn't give a number, we can just see these boost icons that suggest you get additional operator and weapon XP for using the operator's favorite weapon. The blog before launch said the same thing. I did a massive amount of testing here because, unfortunately, I was never able to find any evidence of this working at all. Using the correct operator-weapon combo seemed to do nothing. I did try many operators to make sure it wasn't just one, including a very high-level operator, just in case you needed to secretly unlock the buff at a certain level for some reason. I did plenty of single-kill testing where it was clear there was no change to any type of XP, and I also played plenty of full games, just in case the buff only applied after completing a game, and no, I'm afraid these just don't do anything. I tried doing some research, I didn't find anyone saying anything about it. It's hilarious how useless generic gaming articles written about COD are. Did you know using an operator's favorite weapon gives you double XP? Yeah, no, sorry. Every article just makes everything up. Well, not the end of the world, but it was a fun feature in theory. Hopefully they can take a look at that in a future update, especially if they plan on selling operators with the pretense of giving these boosts. Drama incoming. I will say there's no downside to using the right combo, of course, so you may as well for whenever they may fix it. Seems like a low priority problem, but hopefully they mention it in the notes. For now, just know to not be stressing about making sure you're using the right combo, because I can't see any way that it matters. I think the more important combo is to be completing these challenges. Like if you're gonna do your knife and shield camos, you should be using these barbarians, because they all want 50 melee kills each. Well, bummer there. Buff busted. Next up, the weapon XP change. As I was testing buffs, I noticed all the numbers change after the November 11th patch, which stressed me out at first. What the heck's going on? The variance is back. Thankfully, no, the numbers are still consistent, but they've all been changed. So I retested every mode, so much fun. In the weapon XP video, this was the weapon XP per limb in every game mode and combat pacing. After the recent patch, they now look like this. Yeah, some weird stuff here. First of all, RIP Champion Hill, the one truly big change. I didn't even think it was OP before with how limiting Champion Hill is. It was just good, and I figured they wanted to incentivize people to play their new mode. Well, I guess not. 193. Yuck. Still the highest per kill, but that's pretty bad now. SND got a little baby buff. Okay, but to make it competitive with the rest, it's gotta be doubled or more. FFA got hit with a little nerf, and TDM got a pretty decent buff to make them both the exact same now. Remember all that stuff I said about FFA's higher numbers being balanced by the fact that you couldn't get assist to limbs, you get crossfires, which aren't worth very much? Well, toss all that out the window. And finally moving on to the objective modes, they all got hit with some nerfs. In general here, Blitz was not nerfed much at all. You can see there's now no distinction between Assault and Blitz for some reason. So it's mainly tactical and assault that took the bigger hit here, and I don't know why. I was complimentary of the fact that it was balanced to encourage you to play what you prefer instead of feeling forced into Blitz for faster kills, but now Blitz is more clearly the better option, because it's pretty close with everything else. So Blitz TDM fans, you got a nice buff there, but kind of sad news for everyone else. And I still have trouble recommending TDM because of the match length issue. It can end pretty quick, and you'll be spending a lot of time out of game. Needed to update that, but I know this isn't even that important because the best choice will always be any small map playlist that's available if you can stand it, and if they plan on always having something like Das Haus, Shipment, Dome, or a combination, then yeah, that's the best bet. I may test Shipment XP rates for fun, see how high it goes, but of course I won't keep retesting these kill values every week, because they may keep changing, and I know it really doesn't matter, just play the game and shoot stuff. Next topic, some player XP info while we're here. I should explain that the player XP does work the same way as the weapon XP. It follows the exact same pattern in all those modes and combat pacings. When I get an elimination, or any kill that pops up as just 100 score, that means my weapon, player, and operator XP will all be the same. So in attack TDM, that would be 136 across the board. And then if you get a kill worth more score, like a headshot, Kingslayer, Avenger, Defending Flag, whatever, the weapon XP stays the same, it never changes, but the player and operator XP will increase by some amount. Maybe it'll now be 150 player and operator XP. The score pop-up doesn't directly translate into XP 1-to-1, but more score does generally mean more XP. And like I said earlier, the operator XP mirrors your player XP gain. Those two are always the same. The only exception I could find being completing challenges and double XP. Those only give the one type of XP that they say they do. Like most challenges only giving player XP marked by a star, and these operator challenges giving operator XP marked by the dog tags. Next topic, back to another type of buff. If, when I get a kill, all three of those XP types gain the exact same amount, then what about the Battle Pass 10% that I have? That's supposed to only affect player XP. Some people think it's for Battle Pass speed, but it's pretty clearly always stated that it's for player XP. In the games, in promo material, it even has the star symbol in Vanguard representing player, so does it nerf your XP by 10% if you don't have the Battle Pass? I needed someone without the Battle Pass to truly test it. Hey Laundry, you want to help with some boring XP testing? And well, I could not find any evidence of the 10% Battle Pass boost doing anything for XP. We compared some single kills, and we also played a full game where we each got one elimination and then ran around the entire game. And even with the match bonus, we got identical XP for that game. I am willing to accept that maybe it's because it's the preseason and this is still more like Cold War's Battle Pass. The leveling systems won't be properly synced up across all games until Season 1, so maybe Cold War is getting the 10% and it's just a bug that it displays that you're getting 10% in Vanguard. It's still misleading, that sucks, but I'm not going to care much about this right now. I think I'll try it again in Season 1 before and after getting the pass to see if it's working properly then. Until then, it looks like that's another buff busted, unfortunately. It seems like no 10%. Next buff, double XP tokens. Do they still work when you pop them in an older game like Warzone or Cold War, close that game, and play Vanguard? Yes, they do. They still count down in real time on your unified COD account. And yes, it is truly, exactly, double XP. Good. It does not show any countdown timer in Vanguard, which is probably part of the confusion I see of people still debating whether they do or don't work, but looking at the numbers, they were clearly working in the background when I tried it for both a Warzone and Cold War token, both player and weapon XP. You'll just have to keep track of the time yourself. Set a timer if you want to know the time you have left or when to go activate some more. The weird thing is though, these Warzone double weapon XP tokens do not work for me in Warzone itself when I was trying to level the STG and Garand, and yet they do work when switching over to play Vanguard. Also, the Warzone double XP event back around Halloween was working for leveling the Vanguard guns in Warzone, so it's possible, but not with the token. I don't get that. So don't use these tokens if you're trying to level your Vanguard guns in Warzone, only use them if you're switching over to Vanguard. Oh well, good news for anyone like me with that horde of unused tokens, the good old I might need this someday mindset. Maybe when shipment drops, I'll actually use some of those for once. That might be a good idea. Now, yet another buff to try, the Clan Party Up Boost, says it gives 10% to every type of XP, and thankfully, it seems like it does. We can add another thing to the buff confirmed column, and yes, it is the same whether you're with one clanmate or in a full stack, you don't get 50% XP for 5 clanmates, sorry. Nothing else to add there, which is a good thing. I think it works as intended. Finally, I wanted to try all of our confirmed buffs at the same time to check that they still work when combined and to see if they add or multiply together. Big difference. And when using Surplus, partied in a clan with a double XP token from a different game active, they were in fact all stacking, multiplying together for a powerful 2.64 times XP. That's a lot. Fun fact, it looked like Surplus applied first to the base kill XP that gets rounded down, and then the clan and double XP get multiplied on top. Nobody needed to know that, but I love how predictable the values are. And wow, over 2.5 times XP. Surplus is awesome, clan up if you can, and if you don't have a token stack left over in Warzone or Cold War, well, double XP events are surely on the way. I think I saw a Trello thing suggesting November 24th to 29th could be a double XP event. Plus, just wait for shipment to roll out, get ready to max a gun in under a couple hours. In summary of all the buffs we covered, Surplus gives a big 20% base kill XP for all XP types. Clan Party Up gives a stacking 10% XP to all XP types, and double XP, even tokens from older games, will stack and double as they should. Sadly, the operator's favorite weapon thing seems to do nothing currently, along with the 10% player XP from owning the Battle Pass. Maybe I'll check in on both those things in Season 1. And no doubt I'll find out the XP per kill changed again. There we are. It's funny, the operator favorite gun doing nothing is giving me major flashbacks to finding out that the COD World War II heroic variants didn't give the 15% XP, which wasn't a big deal, but I guess because they were a supply drop thing, it felt like a bigger deal, and that kind of blew up with some random news outlets. I hope I'm not the reason they made XP so impossible to track for a few years there. Like, screw that asshole, we don't want anyone looking into the XP anymore. So I'll just reiterate that I'm very appreciative that it is possible to understand what we're earning again. I much prefer being able to see for myself that it is working in most areas, and to be able to find the one or two things that may not be working, to be able to ask for it to be looked into. So much better than have it be a confusing mess all the time, because that can feel like you're being cheated out of XP all the time. Like, is this double XP really double, or more like 1.5? Is my Nuketown XP being halved? Why does this feel slow? What's going on here? So I'm totally cool being patient with an issue like operator favorite weapon seemingly doing nothing. At least it was possible to find it, and also to clearly see that other things like XP tokens and the very powerful Surplus are working. So take advantage of those buffs. Start earning 2.6 times more XP today. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.